Hello everyone, today is 29th of February and this is new episode of Headlines, short summary of the news that I will talk about in my second update on my Patreon page. And well, there is quite a number of very interesting and important developments and news. And let's go straight to the headlines. So first of all, RIA Novosti's report, which is based on statement of governor of Kherson region, Vladimir Saldov, according to whom Krinky village in Kherson direction on the left bank of the Dnieper River, completely under Russian control, and Russian armed forces finished clearing operation of this small foothold that was previously held by Ukrainian forces, and also surrounding areas, included islands, by the way, on opposite side of Krinky, in the Dnieper River. So this is an interesting development, important development. And of course, plenty of headlines today in Russian media about statements that Russian President Vladimir Putin made during his address to National Assembly. I listened to this address of Russian President. It was 2 hours long and I will say very interesting. Very interesting. He announced about 5 new federal scale programs. He spoke a lot about internal policies, internal developments, current and future plans. He spoke about support for youth, support of young families, support of families with 3 and more children. Russian government is quite focused on social programs to support citizens whenever support is needed, and of course special focus is on demographic situation, and government and state encourages families to have as many kids as possible, and government supports this financially with social programs and so on. And Putin did spoke about these topics also, of course. He spoke about special military operation and the role that participants of special military operation will and should play in society, and including in state institutions. And he called them real elites of the Russia, and several programs will be created especially for participants of special military operation. And by the way, of course, Putin did spoke about some geopolitical stuff, and he made a statement that Russian strategic nuclear forces are in full readiness. And of course, this statement probably somewhat related to recent kind of storm that we see in the Western world, in collective West, after Macron came up with the idea to send NATO troops in Ukraine to combat Russia, to not allow Russia to defeat Kiev regime. And well, this is answer, by the way, from Moscow, that Russian strategic forces are in full readiness and can take on anybody, on any enemy of Russia, if needed. Also, by the way, of course, RIA Novosti's report here about another statement of Putin, when he said that Russia has in its arsenal good enough weapons to reach any target in the West, in the Western world. Also, by the way, warning, quite clear warning from Moscow. And Putin spoke about this new generation weapon systems. He mentioned that if 5-6 years ago there was just a talks about this new generation of weapons, now these weapons are in are mass produced and are in deployed to Russian military, and some of those units, including hypersonic weapon systems, successfully have been used during the special military operation. He highlighted Kinjal missile, hypersonic missile, and also, by the way, a Zircon hypersonic missile. Zircon is much faster and much more capable, I believe, than Kinjal, although Kinjal is also a unique weapon system that has no really analogs in the Western arsenals. And now experts are, here in Russia, experts are talking between each other where these Zircon hypersonic missiles that are sea-launched missiles, those missiles are launched from Russian warships, where those missiles could be used. Well, recently, about months ago, there were some rumors in internet that Russian side used Zircons, tested basically these Zircons during one of the combined missile and drone strikes on military and logistical infrastructure of Kyiv regime. And well, most likely during one of these strikes, Russian armed forces use Zircon also and tested its battle capabilities. Also, by the way, interesting headline from our team: risk of Russian tactical nuclear strike higher than previously expected, according to Financial Times claims. And dear friends, I remind you that all the details about every single news that I will highlight in this short update will be in the next it will be in the second news update of the day on my Telegram. And this is exactly the news that I was talking about. RIA Novosti's report with the article analytics are guessing now where Russian side use Zircon hypersonic missiles. RIA Novosti's report that Western media outlets, European media outlets already see in statements of in today's statements of Putin some warnings to the West, which is quite understandable because that's how everybody probably see statements of Putin about readiness of Russian strategic nuclear forces and weapon systems in Russian disposal that can hit any place, anywhere in the West, which is factually correct, by the way. And yes, Western media outlets already are writing about and commenting today's speech of Russian president, including Telegraph, British media outlet, and well, I have to agree in this case with Western media assumption of statements from Moscow. Putin definitely fired some warning shots, if I may say this way. Anyway, let's continue. RIA Novosti's report that this agreement between Scholz, German Chancellor Scholz, and the President of France, Macron, is reaching. This disagreement is reaching now open hostility towards each other, according to media. Politico, U.S. military media outlet, write an article on this topic. Also, RT's report that Scholz, by the way, very same German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, was slammed for revealing UK's troops' presence in Ukraine, and he is accused now to misuse classified information. Some mess is happening in the collective West, by the way. I mean, you know. Also, Kommersant newspaper is reporting that Bild, German media outlet Bild, published scenario of German government, according to which, and this scenario is about possible stages of a Russian attack on NATO. So this topic of Russian attack on NATO member state is still active in the West and seems like not going away anytime soon. And this is quite a fun reading, by the way, because it's total nonsense. And Bild, I don't know how Bild can call itself media while reporting some nonsense. But of course, in the second update, I will share all the details about this 4 main stages of Russian attack on NATO. Unbelievable, man. Also, RT's report that friendly fire targets US drone in Red Sea, and the Germany is in headlines once again. It was German warship that mistook US drone for a drone of the Ansar Allah movement, or Houthi rebels, also known as the Houthi rebels of Yemen, and fired at US drone. That's also quite a crazy story. By the way, 2 missiles were fired. I will give you additional information about it. 2 missiles were fired by this German warship, and both missed. Both missiles failed to destroy this drone that they were thinking was a drone of Houthi rebels, but in reality US drone. RT is reporting that Turkey offers to host Russia-Ukraine talks. Ankara has repeatedly sought to act as a mediator since Kiev derailed the last round of negotiations less than a month into the conflict. And idea I can understand Turkey is coming from. They want to be in a central stage, okay. But at this point, I don't think there will be any negotiations between Moscow and Kiev anytime soon. But who knows? Who knows? TASS news agencies report that Polish President Andrzej Duda made a statement that he did not see a real threat that Russia will attack Poland. Quite understandable statement, because Russia has no plans to attack anybody, really, without being provoked. If nobody is provoking Russia, they are safe. Question is, did Andrzej Duda, Polish president, ask his Western masters, Washington to be more precise, to make such a claim? Because, I don't know, maybe Duda is out of touch with the reality, but and he is, obviously, for many reasons, even though in this particular case he's saying something understandable. But I don't know, man. Almost on daily basis, some high-ranking officials in the West and Western media outlets, especially in US, are time after time claiming that Russia will, after Ukraine, Russia will attack Poland. And Duda's statement goes against this narrative of the US elites, this propaganda of the US elites, and therefore maybe it would be safer for Andrzej Duda to ask permission first to his bosses in Washington and then speak, because probably someone will call him, probably US ambassador in Poland, and will say and will recommend him that next time he wants to make any statements, he should first speak to his curators from CIA, not to end up in hot waters, because who the hell is Duda, man, to do any statements at all without permission. Anyway, let's continue. Interfax is reporting that Yerevan, by the way, once again in the media, Armenian government, and this time, and Armenian political leadership, and this time a Speaker of Parliament of Armenia, Alen Simonyan, made a statement that Armenia is ready to become a candidate for membership of EU. Okay, interesting. And what a surprise, really, isn't it? What a surprise. And by the way, same time, Yerevan, very same individual, head of Armenia's parliament, Speaker of Armenian parliament, is claiming that Armenia is not intending to remove itself from OSTO organization, or ODKB, which is a defense pact, basically defense organization of former Soviet Union, and Armenia is part of this organization. And what a funny individual this Alen Simonyan is. Alen Simonyan, yes. That in one hand he's saying that Armenia is ready to become a member of EU, candidate for membership of EU. In other hand, he's saying that, well, we are not withdrawing from OSTO, military alliance that Russia is also part of. So, well, I don't know, man. It's becoming more and more difficult to take seriously current leadership of Armenia, and some clowns, really. RT's report here that Russia comments on space station leak. Well, unfortunately, on Russian segment of ISS, International Space Station, there was a leak of air. And even though a crew is not in danger on the station, astronauts or cosmonauts not in danger, of course, the leak itself is an unfortunate event, and right now cosmonauts are working to find where that leak is, and will, of course, they will deal with it. But after all, ISS is an old space station at this point. His service length for this space station was prolonged a few times, and well, more years will go by. Of course, there will be more and more issues with the station, exactly because this station was not built to be in service this long. It is what it is. Also, by the way, RT is reporting that EU working to completely stop Russia's gas transit via Ukraine, according to officials from Brussels, EU official. And dear friends, as I said in the beginning, all the details about this news in my second update on Patreon page. And if you are interested to subscribe to my Patreon and support this small media project of mine through Patreon subscription, you can see link under this video in description box and in the pinned comment. RT's report also that Apple scraps electric car project, according to Bloomberg, and well, quite a good news for Elon Musk, although I don't think Elon Musk was really, or Tesla staff was really that worried about competition from Apple. Probably they're more worried about competition from Chinese car manufacturers. That one of the Chinese electric car manufacturers is now bigger than Tesla. So yes, they have every reason in Tesla to be, to look at the Chinese companies as a major competitors in this market. Anyway, last headline for today's episode is from RT. LG, Sony and Bosch companies are leaving Russia, according to media reports. Well, unfortunate news, but yet again, I would not be surprised at all if these companies will create new branches, new brands, and will reopen their shops in Russia under these new brands, as many other Western companies did previously, to maintain their presence on Russian market. Let's see how it will be. And this is it for the short summary of the news or headlines that are relevant in Russian media and Russia today. And yes, all the details in my second daily news update on Patreon. Hopefully you will find this video interesting, and if so, please click that like button, leave some commentary, and share links to my videos or my channels with your friends on any of the platforms that you are using actively. From both platforms, by the way, from Rumble and YouTube. And for very same reason, I forget what I was talking about, but anyway, this is it for now. Have a great day and take care.